Caloric restriction has been one of the most intriguing and consistent findings in the field of longevity research, and it continues to inspire both scientists and individuals seeking to extend not only the length of their lives, but also the quality of their later years. The basic idea is deceptively simple. Eating fewer calories, while still ensuring adequate nutrition, seems to trigger a cascade of beneficial changes in the body that slow down aging and reduce the risk of chronic disease. For decades, experiments in yeast, worms, flies, and mice have shown that when food intake is reduced without leading to malnutrition, these organisms live longer and stay healthier. More recently, human studies have begun to provide similar insights, suggesting that caloric restriction may have a powerful impact on metabolic health, immune function, and cellular repair systems. One of the most encouraging aspects of caloric restriction is how it appears to work at such a fundamental level. Rather than targeting a single disease, it affects the underlying biology that drives many age-related conditions. Studies have shown that caloric restriction improves insulin sensitivity, reduces inflammation, and enhances the body's ability to clear out damaged cells through a process known as autophagy. These changes are significant because they do not just prevent one condition, they help guard against multiple chronic diseases such as diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and neurodegeneration. The idea that a relatively simple adjustment in daily eating could influence the pace of aging itself is profoundly hopeful because it suggests that health span can be extended without waiting for complicated medical breakthroughs. Equally uplifting is the fact that caloric restriction does not necessarily require extreme deprivation to yield benefits. Research indicates that even modest reductions in calorie intake, about 10 to 20% fewer calories than typical consumption, can result in measurable improvements in biomarkers of aging. This makes the practice more approachable for many people, especially when it is adapted in ways that feel natural, such as focusing on nutrient-dense foods, eating until satisfied but not stuffed, or aligning meals with natural circadian rhythms. Many cultures already have traditions that resemble this principle, such as the Okinawan practice of hara hachibiyu, meaning to eat until you are about 80% full. These traditions highlight that caloric awareness can be woven into daily life without it feeling like a burden. The psychological and lifestyle benefits of caloric restriction should not be overlooked either. People who engage in mindful eating patterns often report greater awareness of food choices, stronger appreciation for flavors, and improved self-control. Over time, this can cultivate a healthier relationship with food, where eating becomes about nourishment and pleasure rather than stress or excess. Moreover, many who practice caloric restriction find that they experience more consistent energy levels, sharper mental clarity, and even improved mood, all of which contribute to overall well-being. These outcomes reinforce the idea that eating less is not about deprivation, but about balance and alignment with the body's needs. Perhaps the most inspiring message from caloric restriction research is that it points toward a future where healthy longevity is achievable through lifestyle rather than just medicine. By showing that aging can be influenced by everyday habits, this field encourages us to see aging not as an inevitable decline, but as a process we can actively shape. It also emphasizes that longevity is not just about reaching an old age, but about arriving there with vitality, independence, and joy. As more studies continue to clarify the optimal ways to practice caloric restriction in humans, it becomes increasingly clear that small, sustainable shifts in eating habits may yield extraordinary long-term rewards.